Here we are set up for the solo play of En Route. So the main difference is obviously this, but let me go basically on how you're going to set up the game, because it is fairly similar to the multiplayer until you get to this little diagram thing over here, this little pyramid structure, whatever you want to call it. So everyone's going, you're going to choose a map. I'm just going to do first city this time. Right here, you'll see a list of all the different cities that are available and in the different modes. If there is one on here in the solo mode you want to see me take on, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see about doing that in the future, especially if enough people request a certain one. Just make sure that it is available in the solo mode. You are then going to grab the normal decks of cards. There's ones that say tourists, and then there's the ones that say the city, and then there are 6 repeat cards that will be there. You'll see those as they come up. You're going to shuffle those into a deck, and then typically each person would get 3. In a solo, I'm only going to get 2. And then in a solo, you are going to arrange these 10 cards thusly, with the 2 face down, 3 face down, 2 face down, 3 face up. In addition then, everyone's going to grab their map of whatever city you're working on. Again, in this instance, first city. Which, we're going to move this kind of over here to kind of illuminate this better. Everyone's going to grab a set of 4 different colored markers. You're going to be shuffling the gold piles, putting them up here. You're going to deal everyone 2 personal objectives. They are going to keep 1. Typically, everyone would get a reference card that would have an active and inactive side, and the active person will flip to the active side. I just have the solo player reference. And then in the solo player, you're going to be looking at this challenge table and choosing one of the cells to work on. I am going to attempt to do this first one, which I need 115 points to win, and I need to accomplish one of those goals. You are also going to be grabbing this landmark board for the designated city and putting that in the table. So that is the basics of how to set it up. Oh, you're also going to have the deck to draw in this little holder that came in the box. Alright, so how the game is going to play is I am going to choose a card from my hand and put it face up in front of me. I am then going to choose one of these cards and place it face up in front of me. This is all denoted on this reference card. After that, I am going to make any upgrades on here as denoted down here. This says the television tower, so I would just put a little check mark in the television tower. Done. We then go into the drawing phase. So in this instance, say I had chosen these 2 cards. I am going to look at my map and look at either the one that's at 3-6 or the one that is at 6-3. In this instance, it's 3-6 or there. So basically between these 2, that didn't erase very well last time we played. So I can either go here or here. At whichever one I choose, I am going to draw these shapes, the circle and the triangle, in their denoted colors. I am then going to chart the route. I can draw 2 that connect to the spot that I did. So say I did choose this one, I could draw a route that went like this. Or I could draw a route that just goes straight like that, or I could even wrap the corner like that. What is not allowed is separating those. So I could not do a route here and a route here. Alternatively, instead of drawing 2 routes connected to where I put my tourist, I can draw 1 route anywhere on the map. Then a couple things on this map. Once you visit this intersection where these coffee cups are, you are going to circle them, and then they're going to do certain things. These ones that have the little shapes in them, you're going to choose at that moment if you want to use those. If you use those, you are going to draw those shapes in the same box that you drew the rest of your shapes in this turn, and then you're going to cross it out. If you choose not to use it this turn, you cannot use it in a future turn, so it'll just stay circled, and you will get points for that stuff at the end. These +1, -1s here is I can use those to adjust the coordinates that I have on that I'm using. So in that instance, I could go like a 6-2, etc. And if I remember correctly, they do wrap, so a 6 would go to a 1, and 1 to a 6, so forth. This one right here is when I visit this one, I can draw an additional road segment anywhere on my map. That is the basics of the coffees. These hand symbols relate to end of game scoring, which I'll get into in a moment. So after I chart the route and gain any cafe bonuses, I will then discard the 2 cards that I had played over to here. I'll draw basically a card, so I have 2 cards in my hand. Then any cards that are no longer covered by any other cards will get flipped face up. So that won't happen until the end of the second turn at a minimum if I end up taking these 2 cards. Or these 2 cards. However, I take this card and this card, I have to do that card, and then those 2 will flip up. And that is the basics of the game. We are going to play over 10 rounds, and there are 10 cards, so that's another way to note it. Otherwise, you will just be kind of crossing them off as you work your way along here. At the end of 10 rounds, you are going to score points in a variety of ways. First thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out your final route. Your final route cannot have any offshoots. So if I end up going something like here and down here and over here, then have this up here and this coming off of here and then this up here. If I say I want this to be my final route, I would erase these offshoots because they are not going to count towards my final scoring. What I would then do is look along my route and see how many visitors I have of each color, and then multiply them by the amount of those that we visit. So, for instance, if I had, say, the red circles here, throw one right here, and one right here, and there. I'm going to look along my route. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These don't count because they're not on the route. They are on the route is basically on either side, not diagonal. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put my 5 here. And then looking along the route, we visited 1, we visited 2. So 2, so my score here would be 10. It'll obviously be higher than that, hopefully, but that is the basics on how you score your tourists. So you're going to do that for red, green, and blue. Goals. So goals are different in the solo version. In the solo version, you're just going to see if you accomplished it. If you did accomplish it, you are just going to put a little plus mark there to show that you accomplished it, and then based on which cell you chose determines how many you need to do, 1, 2, or 3. Typically, what you would do is you would need to get it, and then whoever accomplished it the best would get the highest points, and then everyone else would get the lower points. But I'm just looking at completing them. Next up, you have this yellow star. What that is going to do is you're going to add up the points of the yellow locations, basically like tourist attraction-y types of stops. You're going to add up how many of those are on your final route and put the points there. The silver one is you're going to look to see the farthest marked spot on this track. And if those are on your final route, you're going to add those points together and put them here. Every unused coffee cup is going to be 2 points. And depending on how many of these hands are on your final route, you're going to get 0, 12, or 24. There is 1, 2, and 3 of them. So if you get one of them, you get 0 points. 2 of them, you get 12. If you get all 3, you get 24. Finally, you have your personal objective, which I am going to make little circles right here so we know where those are. We have one there, we have one there, and we have one right there. So with the personal objective, when you do your final route, you're going to see if you have connected at least 2 of them. If you have connected at least 2 of them, you are going to count how many road segments are between that and the one that you are connected to. And that is how many points you're going to score. If I end up going down through this one all the way up here and to that one, I can count it from this one all the way to that one. It doesn't have to be the closest one. It's you choose. So that is that. So I can kind of actually set that aside. That's not going to be that necessary to have right now because I have marked them on my board. And then totaling all that up in the cell I want to do in the beginner, we need to have over 115 or higher for our points. So that is all of the basics. Like I said, this is very close to the multiplayer. The big difference is how the coordinate cards get put out. If you want me to go over that really quick. So each person has 3. Whoever's the active player will put 1 face up. Their neighbors each will put 1 face down next to it. We flip them over. Then me as the active player choose 1 to keep and putting the other one at the bottom of the deck. And then everyone does their board. Active player moves for the next round, etc. So, with all that being said, let me figure out what I want to do first. So I think we are going to start off by going 5 and 6. And looking at this, we have a 5 and a 6 at the television tower, which is right by this, or my personal objective that I want to do. So we do 5 and 6. So first we are going to put a check mark on television tower because of this card right here. We are then going to look at 5 and 6, and we are going to put them in television tower, and we are going to put 3 triangles. I'm making them kind of small because what I'm going to do for my route is I am going to go this way 1, and then continue on getting this coffee cup, and I am going to use it so I can get a jump start on all of my tourists. So this gives me 1 space that if I can get this connected, it's going to be the television tower, which hopefully I can push up quite largely. And 2, because it has so many tourists, it's going to be a very good scoring spot. So it's a good way. And then because I used it, we cross out that coffee cup. So we now discard these 2 cards. We draw until I have, we're going to flip it that way. That's going to be easier for me to draw from. And we draw another card. Alrighty, so we have none to flip over. So we are now ready to begin the next round. So it's leaning towards that side. I think I'm going to do a red strategy with this next one. We're going to go 5 and 2. So we put a mark in our television tower, like so. Then at 5-2, we're going to go here because it's by our other little personal objective, and we can kind of start maneuvering stuff. And I think I'm going to go this way, like up and over that way with it. So first we draw 2 circles and a blue triangle. And then I think I was going to go and grab that coffee mug so I have some flexibility, but I wonder if I should start working my way, but that's the red, that's why I wanted to go there. So I think we are going to go across this way, right to here. So now I have this coffee mug to use at a future turn. These now get discarded. I draw until I have 2, and we flip over our next card. I just realized I forgot to look to see exactly what I want to do up here. So A is the length of a looping route segment. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one. That's not one I normally can easily plan in my head, but if it happens, it happens. Iconic route wants to go along the edges of these. Right now I'm at 2. This will probably be the one I try and focus on the most, because I might see about trying to run myself down here or around here somehow and try and get up here to the Skywatcher Observatory. Then the night route. This one is the number of routes sections next to 2 locations without tourists. We'll kind of see how that goes. Right now I have 1 and 2. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But I think right now I am going to go 1 and 4 because I like that I can go here with it and start connecting here and maybe getting a bunch more tourists as well in my Whipping Willow. So none of them have anything for up here. So instead we are going to draw 2 green squares. We are going to do our our blue triangle. And then the decision comes, do I continue this over this way and maybe try and work my way around that way, or do I come up here to get the tourist over and then maybe down and around? I think we're going to do the whole up so we can get more tourists. Up here, and then over that way. Circle that. We are going to use it, which gives us another blue triangle, and in this instance, a red circle as well. I haven't done the solo mode yet, so I don't know if this is the right thing. I know I should really be focusing on that, but I'm really kind of focusing on tourist as well, because we're not going to be getting points for that. We need to get to that 115 mark, so I know I need to kind of build up my route and my tourist. So I just need to hopefully figure out a way of getting them all connected down there. So these get discarded. We flip over this card. I just realized I haven't been making my marks, but again, there was 10 cards, so that's how many we are going to be, so I don't necessarily need to worry about marking down our round markers there. And then we draw a card. So we have a 2 and a 3, and a 3 and a 4, so let's see where I can go with that. So I think we're going to go 2 and 3. So first thing we do is we mark our Skywatcher Observatory. Like 99% sure I kept up. Let me just make sure. Yeah, just the 2 television towers. All right. And I think for our 2 and 3, we're going on the Museum of Time, which gives me a green square and a red circle. So, even though it doesn't seem like you're able to, because I haven't yet, you can put them on here. This is just kind of the way that it's worked out for me. So we went to 2, 2, 3. We are going to bring this up and connect up to here. Because I'm starting to notice I haven't gotten many 6s, so it's going to be hard to get this up this way. So I'm wondering if I can kind of bring this down and around that way. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should be able to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards left, one would hope. So these get discarded. I grab this, and I have a 3 and a 5, and a 5. So I know I'm going to probably be able to get my television tower up to the max, which is nice because I want to have that on there. None of the school's been coming up, but the Skywatch is again. So maybe I'll make sure I get to the Skywatch down there. So this round we are going to go 3 and 4. So first we put our check mark in television tower. Done. 3, 4. Shut the door. So we can either go to the Triumphal Arch, or I think I was wanting to go here with it and do our 2 red circles. And then we're going to chart our path. Whoop, pulled up my eraser. We're going to chart our path going this way to connect to there. Gives me another coffee cup. And then I just need to do a single route there, which maybe I can loop this corner and get down to here and then come over. It's all in flux. Let's see how this goes. Because right now I have 1, 2, 3 along there. So I'm 1 away, or I'm 2 away from that one. And then that'll play out at the end, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll go fine. Just fine. I have a 2, 5. Oh, apparently I'm doing a 5 with a 2 or a 5 because I forgot to make sure I could have more to see. So this is one of the things I really like about the game is the choices you have to make. Like I can do a 5, 5 right here and start bringing this over. But instead I think I'm going to do 2, 5. So we are going to mark off the Skywatcher Observatory like so. So looking out here, we look at 5, 2, we've already done, but now we come down here to 2, 5 right here. We'll go ahead and do our blue triangle. We will do our red circles. And then for our route, we are actually going to go this way and up here. It says right now, as long as I get them connected, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do have that iconic route. So as long as I can get everything connected, which hopefully shouldn't be a problem. I am 1, 2, 3, technically 4 sections away from being able to do that. We should be good. Those get discarded. I draw a card. And then we flip over these 2. Hey, we finally got a School of Illusion and Pottery. So now we get to decide where's next. So optimally, I want to maybe do a 6. Ooh, if I do a 6, 3, I can come across there, and then I'm really close to being caught up. Although I haven't gotten to any of the hands yet. So I don't know if I do a 6, 3, I could come up this way, and then hope to come up that way. I do have some stuff that can help me. I know I have another 6. So I think that is what we are going to do. We are going to go 6, 3, which is green heavy. We are going to first mark off our School of Illusion and Pottery. Right there. We are going to go to 6-3, our Cabin in the Woods, and put in 3 green squares. If you haven't noticed yet, what I really like also about this game is that this first city has a lot of Easter eggs in it, like Cabin in the Woods, that's Baba Yaga's hut. Then you have the whole ancient fountain with the tentacles. You have the Whipping Willow from Harry Potter, etc. So that's a really fun thing to kind of look at this map and figure out. So now we're at 6-3 and we're arranging our path. How was I going to do this? Oh, I think I was going to go up and up. So I have 3 left. One of them is going to go up this way and up here. I just realized I'm not going to be able to get to another hand. So that wasn't necessarily the best idea. Because if the next one I can go this way, and then a single, and then a single, but that's not going to give me the hand right there. So we're going to redo this one. We're not going to go down to the hand. We're going to come along that way. I think is what we're going to do. We're just going to ignore the hands. I end up ignoring the hands a lot in this game, honestly. I may come down this way and over just to get the coffee cup. We'll see how the rest of the cards play out. So those get discarded. We flip this. So there's where all my 6s were. We draw. Alright, so this is the first repeat card we had. So if I play this card, I repeat twice 1 tourist from the other card. So basically if I do it here, I wouldn't draw 4. Or I would draw 4, but I wouldn't draw 6. I choose that, and I do it twice. So this would give me 4 red or 4 blue if I did the repeater. But I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think we're going to be doing, so we have 5-6 or 6-5, which we've already done. But I'll probably end up using my coffee cup. So let's go 5 and 6. We do our final mark in the television tower. We are then going to use our coffee cup here to make this a 6-4, to where we are going to draw our 2 red circles. We are going to draw our green square. And now here's where we make our decision if we want to just connect it or if we want to come down and over. Because again, I can always just draw the 1 route and then the 1 route for my last 2. I think we're going to come down and grab this coffee cup because it's going to be 2 points. So 1 there, circle that up, like so. These get discarded. This flips over. I draw a card. There's my parent and my repeaters were together. So now I just basically look is where on the route will these connect up. So like a 6-2 won't be on my route. A 2-6 would be on my route right here. So that is probably where we're going to want to go. Because a 5-6 would also be on the route. Yeah, let's do a 5 and a 6. No check marks up there. So we are going to go 5-6. We are going to draw 4 of the blue triangles. And then we are going to do just a solo route just to get right there. So right now my route is coming up, down, around, over, around, down, over, down, round, up. Well, I need to do this one with my final play. So, last draw. So, 2-2 would not be. This is a lot of customers though. 2-6. We said wasn't going to be, and 6-2 would be. But do I want to get the greens? So how many? I'm passing 1, 2 greens. I am passing 1, 2, 3 blues. So I think we are going to do our 6 and our 2. And then do the 4 blue right there. Do a single route right, where did I have to go? Right here, like that. These get discarded, and we can move into final scoring. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and count our customers. Everything is on our path, and nothing had to be erased. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. And we passed 1, 2, 2. So that is 22 points. Green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 green. We've passed 1, 2 spots. So that's 16. We then count our blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of those. And we passed 1, 2, 3 of those. So that is 52 points. Goals. We did not do a loop, so we did not accomplish that one. The number of road sections along the edges of iconic landmark locations, which are the grays. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have accomplished that. For the night route, we did accomplish that. We are going to go around. We have 1, 2, we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I must have miscounted when I was counting earlier. Going along, that's got people, that's got people. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we didn't accomplish that one, but we only need to accomplish one, so we're fine. The yellow ones along our route. 6, 12. Only 12. I did a bad job of doing those. I got all 3 of them, though. So that is going to be 12, 20, 26. Unused coffee mugs is 2. It gives me 4. Gives me 0 points for that. I'm going to count from this one to that one, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Pretty sure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now we total all that up. So that's 30, 42, 52, 57 here. 22, 32, 38, 88, 100. Right? 10, 13, 15, 100. So 157. So we did accomplish our beginner with the 115 and having to accomplish 1. This score would have been high enough to be an epic tour guide with the 1. Like I said, I initially forgot to even look at those with my first 3 or 4 placements. And this whole one we're having it go between where there's no tourist is a little harder than it seems, especially when you're trying to get the tourists to get the points. So, but that was en route. Solo. Again, if you want me to do any more of the cities, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section. While you're down there, besides just commenting, you can go ahead and like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for the channel while you're down there. Other ways you can help support the channel down there is you can join our Patreon, you can hit up our Ko-fi, or you can join the channel with the join button, which will give you exclusive access to our videos early and certain videos that we release only to members. Alright, so go out and take a stroll.